Well, hello, class, and welcome to Caring for the Ministry Leader's Soul from Moody Bible Distance Learning. This is your fearless leader, Professor Jefferson, and I want to welcome you to Week 8. Week 8! We're here! We have done it! 8 weeks just a little while ago. It was fall, and the leaves were just starting to change, and everything was ahead of us, and now almost everything is behind us. And here, at least, it's cold and the wind is blowing 40 miles an hour, which is what it does here. So, I wanted to welcome you to Week 8. And Week 8 is going to be a little interesting because what you will be doing is a half-day retreat. You could have done this at any time during the class, but if you've left it till now, you can do it this week. 4-hour retreat. I realize some of you will not be able to do 4 hours, but it needs to be at least a couple of hours, and I want you not to do it at your house. Preferably, if you're in a warm climate, not like we are, but if you're in a warm climate, go outside, enjoy. If you're not, then you can go somewhere other than your house. Go to Starbucks, go to Panera and sit by the fire. Go, if you have a friend who works during the day, go to their house and hang out in their house alone, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to be reading The Weight of Glory by C.S. Lewis. And I'm going to tell you, I became a Christian at 21 years old, and so I had never read the Chronicles of Narnia. I know. And a friend of mine said, I can't believe that. So he gave me The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I read it in like 2 days. And then he said, well, that's not actually the first one. And so he gave me all 6 of them. I read all 6 of them in like 2 weeks. I was amazed. I got it. I got the analogy. I got it. But then somebody said, well, you need to read Mere Christianity. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, C.S. Lewis, Chronicles of Narnia. I know that guy. That's pretty fun, easy reading. Ha! Ha! Not. Mere Christianity is not easy reading. Neither is The Weight of Glory. Neither is the Space Trilogy, but I would highly recommend it. So it's not easy reading, but it's very beneficial reading. So as you can either read it on your retreat, or many of you probably have read it already. But if not, it's so good. And if I had a chance to eat lunch with anyone, C.S. Lewis would be on my short list. He really would. So that's what you'll be doing, and you're going to write a 1,200 to 1,500 word, 4-page double-spaced, please not more than that, and just tell me how it went. What went well, what didn't go well, what'd you do, what'd you learn, what God say to you. I am very ADD, so I am more of a walking kind of retreat guy. I go to the woods and I walk. There's a 5-mile trail and I walk. Just sitting like quiet in a building, which my wife would love, I would hate. So I have learned that walking and talking to God is my best bet. So, okay. So for your discussion board this week, you're going to be finishing the Peterson book, and based on what you've read, how would you change the way you're going to respond to people in your church, and specifically sabbaticals and retreats and vacations? Let me give you a little history of my life, which I've done throughout the class. About a year before I left ministry, I can't even remember how I met this guy, but I met a guy, and he asked me to go to lunch with him, and I did, and he sat down and he said, I do retreats for pastors, and I've written one for you, and I want you to take it. And this is what I said to him. Our senior pastor has left. I'm preaching. I'm doing youth ministry. I'm also leading worship. My family is falling apart. I can't do this, but I certainly can't take time away from it because then everything would fall apart. And he's like, God can't handle that? I'm like, don't do that to me, okay? Leadership is leadership. There's burdens. I have to do this stuff. And he looked me straight in the eye and he said, if you do not do this, if you don't come apart, you will come apart. If you don't do this retreat right now, I guarantee you in 2 years, you will not be in ministry. You are already burned out and you're going to fall down. And that, my friends, is exactly what happened. Nothing immoral, nothing unethical, nothing illegal, nothing nothing below reproach, right? I just simply got so tired that I couldn't do it anymore. So what I want to do is I want to encourage you. Take your time. Be unbusy. Learn to be unbusy. Take your time. Take your vacations. If you're going to cheat, cheat the church, as Andy Stanley says. Take your time. Take a retreat. Ask your church for a sabbatical. When you go to a church, say, how many years do I have to be here before I get a sabbatical? Tell them up front, I am going to take X number of days per year, and I have to have those. They're not vacation days, they're my days. They're my sabbatical days in order to survive ministry. That's my encouragement for you. It's taken me 3 years to really get back to where I think now I could probably go back into ministry. Not that I'm not in ministry right now, but I could probably go back into full-time church ministry. But I don't want you to get there like I did. That was a bad, hard, dark place. So my family is healed, and I've healed, and things are good now. But it wasn't pretty. So that is my encouragement to you. A couple of things, just housekeeping things. Please do your evaluation. I think you got an email from Bob the Minion. Please do your evaluation. It helps me. It helps Moody. And then also, the end of this class is December 11th. Okay, Monday night, midnight. And that's when the class ends. I cannot accept any assignments past that date. That's the close of the class. So please make sure that you get everything in, okay? So I'm going to do a couple of more videos before we leave, but I just wanted to say how honored I've been to be your shepherd this 8 weeks. This is by far my favorite class to teach, and maybe that shows, I hope, with my passion to make sure that you guys enter or at least are doing ministry healthy. And I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for doing a good job, for being great on the discussion boards, very encouraging. And the last question of the week is simply this. We talked about vacations and retreats. What's the best vacation you've ever taken? The coolest vacation, or the best vacation you've ever taken. All right, that's it. If you have any questions or comments or a prayer request, let me know. There's the bell. About to have students in here. Onward and upwards.